The morning that slowly changed me. Introduction. My name is Myra. I live in Australia. For almost 10 years, my mornings followed the same pattern. I woke up late, rushed everything, and still felt tired. Even when I had time, my mind felt heavy. I always felt that the day was already ahead of me, and I was running behind it. Morning never felt like a fresh beginning. It felt like pressure. I knew people always said, "Wake up early, it will change your life." I heard it many times, from elders, from books, from videos. But hearing and doing are very different things. I wanted to change, but my body did not cooperate. My sleep habits were strong. My laziness felt comfortable. Late nights became normal, and late mornings felt natural. Slowly, I accepted this as my nature, thinking maybe I was just not a morning person. Inside, I also felt guilt. I knew I was wasting something important, but I did not know how to fix it. Each night, I promised myself I would wake up early the next day. Each morning, I broke that promise. This cycle continued for years. Over time, I stopped trusting my own promises. That was the most dangerous part, not waking up late, but losing belief in myself. Then something unexpected happened. My father started waking me up early. Not one day, not 2 days, but regularly. I did not understand why he suddenly became serious about this. He always told me to wake up early, but now he was acting on it. He did not shout. He did not argue much. He simply knocked on my door and said, "Come, let's go." He started running, and he expected me to follow. At first, I felt irritated. I felt disturbed. I thought, why now? Why every day? I felt sleepy, confused, and uncomfortable. Some days I refused. Some days I went unwillingly. But slowly, very slowly, something began to change. When I stepped outside in the early morning, the world felt different. The air was cool and clean. The roads were quiet. There was no rush, no noise, no pressure. For the first time in many years, my mind was not overloaded. I could hear my own thoughts clearly. I could feel my breathing. I could feel my body waking up naturally. This change did not happen in 1 week. It did not happen in 1 month. But day by day, I started noticing small differences. My day felt longer. My energy felt stable. My mood felt lighter. I was not jumping with excitement, but I was calm. Calmness was new for me. Living in Australia, mornings are peaceful. Nature is close. The sky changes color slowly. Birds start their day quietly. These moments made me feel grounded. I realized that mornings are not just about waking up early, they are about how you begin your thoughts. Morning walks did not magically solve my problems, but they gave me space to understand them. They gave me silence to listen to myself. They gave me discipline without force. And most importantly, they gave me a sense of direction. This is not a story of fast motivation or instant success. This is a story of slow discipline, quiet support from a father, and daily effort. What changed my life was not speed, but consistency. Point 1. Resistance is always the first enemy. The hardest part of my journey was not walking or running. It was waking up. Every morning, my mind fought back. It created excuses. You are tired. You can go tomorrow. One day will not make a difference. This resistance felt strong because it was built over 10 years. Resistance is not laziness. Resistance is fear of discomfort. My body was comfortable with old habits. Any new habit feels like a threat to comfort. That is why resistance appeared every single morning. Some days, it felt heavier than other days. Some days, I wanted to give up completely. In the beginning, I lost many battles. I stayed in bed. I ignored the knock. I chose sleep over movement. And that was okay. Because change is not about never failing. It is about not stopping completely. Slowly, I learned an important lesson. You do not need motivation to start. You need action to create motivation. On days I forced myself to step outside, I always felt better afterward. Never worse. This taught me that the mind lies before action, but it becomes quiet after action. Resistance did not disappear suddenly. Even today, some mornings feel heavy. But my response to resistance changed. Earlier, resistance controlled me. Now, I acknowledge it and move anyway. That is growth. Facing resistance every morning trained my mind. It made me mentally stronger. I learned patience. I learned self-control. I learned that discipline is not harsh, it is gentle repetition. Resistance was the first enemy I faced. And by facing it daily, I slowly became stronger than it. Point 2. A father's guidance without loud words. My father never sat me down to give long speeches about discipline or success. He did not explain philosophy or life lessons in big words. His teaching was quiet, almost invisible. He simply woke up early, wore his shoes, and went out to run. And every morning, he expected me to come with him. At first, I misunderstood his intention. I thought he was forcing me. I felt controlled. I felt like my freedom was being taken away. In my sleepy mind, I believed he did not understand me. But as days passed, I started noticing something important. He was doing the same thing every day without complaint. He was not asking me to do something he himself avoided. Running beside him in silence created a different kind of communication. There were no arguments. No pressure. Just shared movement. Sometimes we did not talk at all. Sometimes he said one simple sentence like, "Keep going," or "Slow down, breathe properly." Those words stayed with me longer than any lecture ever could. I slowly realized that my father was not trying to change my mornings only. He was trying to build something deeper inside me: discipline, consistency, and responsibility. I could control my mornings. I could control many other things in life. Parents often see what we cannot see yet. They understand time. They understand regret. They know how small habits slowly shape big futures. My father's insistence on waking up early was not about exercise. It was about structure. About teaching me how to show up even when I did not feel like it. Over time, my irritation turned into respect. I began to feel grateful. I understood that his effort came from care, not control. Running beside him became a symbol of support. Even on days when I felt weak, his presence gave me strength. That is when I learned a powerful truth. Sometimes guidance does not come as advice. Sometimes it comes as example. And when someone walks beside you consistently, they are not pushing you, they are protecting you from becoming lazy with your life. Point 3. When the morning started changing my thoughts. The biggest transformation did not happen in my body. It happened in my mind. Before morning walks, my thoughts were always rushing. Even before the day began, my head was full of worries, plans, regrets, and confusion. I used to wake up already tired, mentally exhausted. Morning walking slowed everything down. The silence of early hours had a strange effect on my thoughts. There were no notifications, no noise, no people rushing. Just quiet roads, cool air, and steady movement. My mind finally had space to breathe. I started noticing that my thoughts became clearer. Problems that felt overwhelming at night looked smaller in the morning. I stopped reacting emotionally to everything. Instead of panicking, I started thinking calmly. This calmness stayed with me throughout the day. Walking in the morning taught me patience. When you walk, you cannot rush too fast. Your steps create rhythm. That rhythm slowly enters your thinking. My mind stopped jumping from one thought to another. I became more focused, more present. Living in Australia, the mornings are especially peaceful. The sky changes color slowly. Birds start moving quietly. Nature does not hurry. Watching this every day taught me something important. Life does not need to be rushed to be meaningful. Morning walks became my thinking time. I reflected on myself, my habits, my mistakes, and my goals. Not with pressure, but with honesty. This self-observation helped me understand myself better. When you understand yourself, you stop fighting yourself. Over time, I realized that mornings shape thoughts, and thoughts shape actions. By changing the way I started my day, I changed the quality of my thinking. And when thinking improves, life slowly follows. Point 4. How laziness slowly left my body. Before I started morning walking, laziness felt like a permanent part of me. It followed me everywhere. Even after sleeping for many hours, I still felt tired. Small tasks felt heavy. I delayed work. I waited for motivation that never came. I thought laziness meant lack of energy, but I later understood it was lack of movement and structure. When I started walking and jogging in the morning, I did not feel energetic immediately. In fact, in the beginning, my body felt more tired. My legs hurt. My breathing was heavy. But something strange happened after returning home. My body felt lighter, not heavier. The tiredness was clean, not draining. Day by day, this clean tiredness replaced mental heaviness. My body started waking up fully. Blood flow improved. My sleep quality became better at night. Because of this, my mornings slowly became easier. I stopped feeling sleepy again after breakfast. My energy stayed longer throughout the day. Laziness does not disappear suddenly. It fades when routine becomes strong. Morning walking created a daily rhythm. Wake up, move, breathe, return. This rhythm trained my body to expect activity instead of comfort. Over time, I did not need to force myself as much. Movement became natural. I also noticed that my discipline in the morning affected other areas of my life. I started completing tasks on time. I delayed less. I took responsibility more seriously. This showed me that laziness is not just physical, it is connected to how we train our mind. By moving my body early in the day, I was telling myself, I am active. I am capable. That message slowly removed laziness from my identity. I stopped seeing myself as a lazy person. I started seeing myself as someone who tries daily. Point 5. New vibes and a fresh connection with life. Morning walks introduced me to a new feeling, a fresh connection with life. Earlier, days felt repetitive. Wake up late, rush, work, sleep, repeat. Everything felt dull. But mornings changed that pattern. Every day felt different. Some mornings were cold. Some were warm. Some were cloudy. Some were bright. I started noticing these small changes. I noticed the sound of birds, the smell of air, the quiet streets. These details made me feel alive. This awareness created new vibes inside me. I felt more balanced emotionally. I stopped feeling stuck. Even when problems came, I handled them better. I was not overreacting. I was observing. Morning walks gave me time with myself. No phone. No pressure. Just me and my thoughts. This time helped me understand my emotions. I learned to sit with silence. Silence stopped feeling uncomfortable. Living in Australia, nature is close. Seeing open skies and greenery daily reminded me that life is bigger than my worries. This perspective reduced stress. It made me grateful. Slowly, joy returned in simple moments. I smiled more. I felt lighter. Life did not become perfect, but it became meaningful again. These new vibes were not excitement, they were peace. And peace is powerful. Point 6. Confidence that grew quietly inside me. Before morning walking became part of my life, my confidence was unstable. Some days I felt okay, some days I doubted myself a lot. My mood controlled my confidence. If something went wrong, I felt weak. If things went well, I felt better. There was no balance. Morning walking slowly changed this. Confidence did not arrive suddenly. It grew silently, day by day. Every morning I woke up early, I kept a promise to myself. That simple act, doing what I said I would do, started rebuilding my self-trust. And self-trust is the real foundation of confidence. I did not need anyone to praise me. I knew what effort I was putting in. Even on days when I felt low, I still showed up. That made me feel strong from inside. I realized confidence is not about feeling powerful, it is about knowing you can rely on yourself. Walking in the quiet morning taught me to stand comfortably with myself. I stopped comparing my life with others. I stopped rushing to prove anything. I started focusing on my own progress. This inner stability made me calmer in conversations, decisions, and challenges. My confidence became natural. Not loud. Not forced. Just steady. And this steady confidence helped me face my day with clarity and courage. Point 7. Slow change became a permanent part of me. The biggest lesson this journey taught me is that real change is slow. Morning walking did not transform my life in 1 week or 1 month. It transformed my habits, my thinking, and my attitude gradually. Earlier, I wanted fast results. I wanted instant motivation. But this routine showed me that discipline works quietly. You may not notice change daily, but over time, it becomes visible. My days became fresher. My mind became calmer. My body became more active. My emotions became balanced. What started as resistance became routine. What felt forced became natural. What felt difficult became normal. This is the power of consistency. My father's decision to wake me up every morning changed my direction. His guidance, combined with my effort, shaped a new version of me. I learned that sometimes others see our potential before we do. And when we trust that guidance, life slowly improves. Today, morning walking is not just exercise. It is my foundation. It reminds me that I can change, that I can improve, that I can grow slowly and surely. Closing reflection. Morning walking did not give me success overnight. It gave me clarity, discipline, energy, and confidence step by step. I did not change my life fast. I changed myself slowly, and that made all the difference.